got everybody on track and qualified today here for the Indy 500 from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm Zion Brown on Pit Pass Live, and for the second time in his career, Alex Palou will start on the pole of the Indy 500. He barely got through the top 12, came second to Felix Rosenqvist to get into the Fast Six, and then he outdueled Alexander Rossi, who started the Fast Six with a very impressive lap, but not good enough to beat the four-time IndyCar champion in that lap. So row one will be Palou, Alexander Rossi, and David Malukas. Row two, Felix Rosenqvist, Santino Ferrucci, and Pato O'Ward. And we did a little bit of an IndyCar exclusive with Alex Palou here just moments ago and got to know his mindset about having to go 31st of 33rd and then having to go third to last in that order for qualifying when it got really hot and the track conditions weren't great. But he was able to lean on his teammates, both from Chip Ganassi Racing and Meyer Shank Racing through their technical alliance to figure out how to operate. Both of your Ganassi teammates, Scott Dixon, Kiffin Simpson, made the top 12, and then also Felix did as well in that alliance you guys have with Meyer Shank Racing. How much was that able to help you as you did that run to try to get into that top 12?
Yeah, honestly, we were very surprised with Felix's speed throughout the day because he seemed to have like almost a mile an hour on us. We were not able to get it. So we thought we were not going to be able to close on him or to beat him on the Fast Six. But don't really know what happened to him on the Fast Six, that he lost so much speed. But so happy that ours worked.
Palou now, of course, will be chasing his second straight Indy 500 victory. And now that he's done it last year, he knows what it takes to get there. And I wanted to know what it will look like from now until a week to get to the right mindset for winning the race. You know what it takes to win this race now. What do the next 7 days need to look like to put you in position to be drinking that milk again in 7 days?
It's a different story, completely different story to what we did today or what we did last year. We just need to build a complete new race car, a race car that is capable of overtaking the cars that are racing this year, to see if there's something that suits me a little bit more, see if we can get close to them, overtake them, if we can be fast up front. So I'm excited to go out on Monday and Friday out on practice and see if we can get the car towards what we need.
Thanks to Alex Palou for joining us for that Pit Pass Live exclusive. For more, go to our YouTube channel, both IndyStar and IndyStar TV IndyCar, for the full interview with the pole sitter, Alex Palou. A couple other things that stood out to me. Connor Daly with his best starting position ever in this race. Daly will start P8 in the race next week, so good for him. Kyle Collette, the best rookie, P10 for Kyle, making it into that top 12 and really having an impressive showing in that AJ Foyt Racing vehicle. And so I'm curious to see what Kyle does next week, if he can make his way up and kind of learn from Santino Ferrucci, who is notoriously known for making his way up during the race. I really want to know if Kyle can pull that off. A few bad results. I'll start with the singular result of Joseph Newgarden. Penske, they said it was the same trim, kind of the same design and same strategy as the rest of their cars, but we saw, of course, Malukas get to P3. Scott McLaughlin made the top 12, but Joseph Newgarden, P24. I think the good thing Newgarden could take from this is that last year he started P32 and legitimately had a chance to win that race before his fueling issues. So if anybody knows how to do it, it will be Joseph Newgarden, but a surprisingly poor qualifying round for Newgarden in today's session. Now let's go to Andretti Global. It's just been a rough week. I don't know how else to put it, how else to explain it. It has not been what you expect from Andretti Global, especially in qualifying sims, and it came up again today in qualifying. Marcus Ericsson will be their highest starter. He's just at P18. Then Will Power at P20. And Kyle Kirkwood, second in the points championship, a guy that maybe you would have thought is in a position to win his first Indy 500. He'll have a chance, but he will start P26. Not sure what went on with those Andretti Global Hondas at all this week, but it was just a very poor effort for a team that hasn't won this race in 9 years. They went 3 and 4 years, right, culminating with the win by Takuma Sato in 2017. But since then, Andretti Global, it was Andretti Autosport back then, but since then, Andretti has not figured out how to win this race and how to consistently really compete to win this race. And if today's qualifying is any show or any kind of indicator of what's to come next week, it doesn't look like they'll be competing for a win in 2026. So upsetting to see that from Andretti. And then one last time, I will point out that we got 5 days of on-track action this week, and no crashes happened. David Malukas and Alex Rossi both joked that maybe all of the drivers are just that good. I don't know what it is. I think definitely no bumping and that not even being a concern in drivers' mind probably played a part into that. I think a lot of drivers were playing it safe throughout the week, including today for some drivers, and just not wanting to damage their car and have to, kind of rebuild a car throughout the next week. But still, even with no bumping, you figure that, especially today when cars are trying to get into the top 12 in the Fast Six, that you would see one or two cars hit the wall and crash and do some damage. We didn't see that at all this week. So we'll see. We got a 2-hour practice tomorrow, and then, of course, carb day. We'll see if we see anything there. And then, of course, by the time the 500 itself comes around, we, as always, will expect some crashes with just how jumbled the field is. But I'll have updates tomorrow from what we learned tomorrow. Once again, it's a brief 2-hour practice. But once again, go watch the Alex Palou video. Great stuff with him, the pole sitter. And for now, I'm Zion Brown on Pit Pass Live.